Alright, we're heading into St. Pete's Skateboard Park here in St. Petersburg, Florida. And the purpose of this is to show you basically how to find a spot that is good for your juggling or yo-yo or skill toy or whatever you'd like to do. And this is a good example because, one, it's outdoors. Two, it's a free park as far as I can see. Three, it's this is from what the pictures that I've seen online, and for my best guess, this is what would be considered a modern concrete outdoor park that is really like state of the art. And maybe it's not maybe it was built 8 years ago or maybe 5, I'm not sure, but it is it's like these are like the primo, these are like the top parks. Like, they're all over the country, but they cost millions of dollars, several, and plus the land that they're sitting on. So they're really sort of like these dedicated spaces, and it's really the product of about 40 years of efforts by skateboarders maybe even the 80s. So about 45, maybe even 50 years of efforts for skateboarders to get their own spaces within the urban landscape. And this is important. So here you got your skate park rules right here, some of which have been obscured. Skateboards, inline skates, freestyle bicycles, and non-motorized scooters are permitted. The skate park is open each day from 10 a.m. to 11 p.m. This is a unsupervised facility. Use at your own risk. Participate within the limits of your ability. Maintain control over yourself and your equipment. Refrain from acting in any manner which may cause or contribute to the death or injury to yourself or others. And then the park rules: skateboards, inline skates, freestyle bicycles, and non-motorized scooters only are permitted. Helmets are required for all users under the age of 16. Helmets and protective pads are encouraged for all users. On-site adult supervision is required for all users under the age of 12. Users are required to comply with all applicable laws: no smoking, food, drink, glass, weapons, motors, remote control cars, animals, waxing equipment. Don't wax the curbs. No remote control cars, no animals, no motors, no weapons, no makeshift jumps or other unauthorized structures or items allowed. No alcohol or illegal substances allowed. No profanity or loud music. Bullying, intimidation, fighting, and reckless behavior are absolutely prohibited. Use of the skate park is not allowed when it is raining or when the equipment is wet. The skate park would be closed when the skate park is raining or wet. The city reserves the right to revoke access to the skate park for any violation of these rules, the city's regulations and ordinances, or any other reason not contrary to law. In the case of emergency, call 911. The skate park area, you agree the city regarding injury to any person or property resulting in death, whether caused by gross negligence. The city, the representatives, elected officials, or agents. Our skate park, safe, have fun, St. Petersburg Parks and Recreation. So this is considered part of the Parks and Recreation. It would be considered part of the park system. And you have here, it looks like it's a wheelchair-friendly skate park, which I don't know if wheelchairs were listed with the. I'm not sure what this exactly means. Never seen this before. And every park has its own rules, so you have to be aware of that. Look at this beautiful park. This is like an amazing park that has been developed for many years, you could tell, and it's really, this is an impressive park. So what one would want to do is, when you first approach a park, definitely read the rules if there are any posted. If there's not, then refer to these rules or common sense, etc. Whatever you want to do to inform yourself and to understand the culture of a skate park. It's not just a place where you can just come and run around willy-nilly in a free willy-nilly type of thing where you're just like, oh, look at this. Now, if there are no skaters, maybe you do want to try your hand at walking the ramps, per se. That would also be something if you are a skateboarder. It's not a bad idea to go to a park and walk up and down the ramps and get an idea of the flow of the skate park. Every skate park has its own flow situation, so you have to be. You'll enjoy the skate park the most if you get the flow, if you understand the flow and how the skate park each part of the skate park connects to the other parts of the skate park. This looks like this park has a bathroom really connected up into it, which is unusual as far as my experience with skate parks. And what I'm doing right now is I'm just walking around the perimeter and getting a sense of what the park has to offer, the bowls and the ramps, and also look at these these nice trees and the beautiful environment that this skate park is in here in St. Petersburg, Florida. So, and over here we see some sort of stadium, it looks like, apartments, some roadways. Here you see that, in this case, that this kind of leads to an area that doesn't look like it's really connected up with anything. So this is good to know that, that this is sort of an area that's, basically, like, in some ways, off limits. And in this situation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reverse and go back the way I came, and also noting that as far as the juggling is concerned, or your skill toys, that this is possibly a place, but it's a little secluded, so you may not. Now over here is a nice place, spot over here under these trees. So this is going to be a little bit up to the creativity of what you're doing, as far as finding a place near the park and not necessarily in the park for some good juggling or skill toy practice, hangout, kind of thing. The idea is basically that the skate park can be sort of the anchor to the for a location as to where those who are interested in skill toys would be able to come and hang out, as well as also like being near other activity, and also a part of a park or of a city that is closer to the necessity of that type of activity. So here, I'll give you a little bit of a note here, is that I'm not gonna, because this is it's pretty busy right now, I'm not thinking of getting into the bowls or even anywhere near the ramps or anything. Even a place like this, which has like this this tented area, which seems like it might be a nice idea. It's probably not. This is not a good idea as a place. Pretty much anything that I'm seeing right here is not a good place where you want to be juggling or doing skill toys, except if there are no skateboarders here. And if skateboarders arrive, just make sure that you're out of their way, because this is a skate park, and you should respect that space. And as you can see, so the skate park is not necessarily a place to do your skill toys on the actual part. And the ramps and the rails and the hubba stuff here. So what you're really looking for, and even see this area here with the picnic benches. Now this actually looks like a place that is maybe a place to do this, because it already is established that there's a picnic bench. Now here's another picnic bench, but it's also going to be near the bathrooms, so probably avoid that, because people are going to be going back and forth in the bathrooms. You don't want to get in their way either. So this might be a nice little a clue for you, is that you might want to be looking out for these like picnic benches that might be a spot for you. And this spot right here is actually kind of interesting. Maybe I'll, but I think my sense is that, you got a garbage can here. Maybe this isn't that great of a spot. Plus, you can see all this the ash and the dust and the sand. It's very it's really not dirt. So it's an unusual, especially coming from Chicago in the Midwest, it's unusual to have this kind of surface with this sort of grayish sand that ants are living in. So this might not be a great area. Now over here, so this is a possibility over here, but now you have removed yourself a little bit. So you don't want to be too far, because unless you do want to be too, far. So you kind of have to figure feel it out. Maybe if you and a friend are showing up, then maybe this is a really good spot, because then you can have your own sort of spot, and you can watch a little bit of what's going on in the skate park, and you can also have your own kind of space over here. So this might not actually be too bad of a spot, but again, the surface here is a little damaged, and these are just circumstantial things. Maybe next year there'll be another attempt at landscaping, etc. You never know. So it's always, when you show up to a skate park, it always could be a little bit different. Now here's a situation, you might think that this is an okay spot, but I would say don't do anything over here, because a board could fly out of this ramp and be of a major danger. So I would discourage that entirely, this whole area right there. And then looking over here, again, we're not going to be doing anything really near or on the ramps or the actual concrete of the skate park. We're not, that's not really our space, unless, I would say, unless you're really doing a, first off, if no skateboarders are there, and then if you are doing something with no skateboarders there, like you want to do some sort of jumping, or maybe you want to try skateboarding. Now, if you're combining, if you're actually going to skateboard and juggle at the same time, or something like that, or if you bring your skateboard, then you'll have another kind of thing to consider, because now you're really, you are now you're skating. So you do have to kind of figure that out. So, but yeah, so now we're back to this walkway. So this is interesting because it's really inviting. It's saying like, hey, here the sidewalk is just going right onto the skate ramp area. So if but again, you would really, I would, I'm hesitant to even go to the picnic benches over there, because I don't want to in any way cross the path or get in any way of the skateboarders. So that's very important. Now, as I look over here, there's a spot that has This is sort of off to the side.